Technical difficulties. We are ready to roll. I am with Tyler Hamstra, who's the head girls soccer coach at Bentworth. A big win tonight for Bentworth. I know we had spoken earlier in the year, actually before the season started, just to kind of see where you were in your program and how you were dealing with COVID and all those different things. And just you have to be super happy with the result tonight. It was a little bit sluggish start for you guys this season. And, in terms of you lost a lot of players from last year. You had a section championship team. You got put into a new kind of a new section this year with some different teams. And you rose to the occasion tonight, a big 5-2 win on one of our Pittsburgh Soccer Now's featured match at your place at Bentworth. So I'm sure it was a good night for everybody involved.
It was. It absolutely was.
So maybe walk us through the how things went for you guys as far as what to expect. There was a lot of scoring. It was 5-2. Did you expect it to be that much of a wide open match?
You know what? I expected the match to get kind of spread out and really open at some point. I didn't expect that many goals in the first half, though. No, absolutely not. I don't know if anybody expected that. It was excellent, though. I thought we kind of eased ourselves into the game, which we usually do, and that's fine with me. But then, and they scored first, wasn't really happy with their goal, but it was just a good team effort on with two of their better players. And then we scored really quickly after. I thought that was important. And then I think we kind of found our rhythm, saw some weaknesses, and really just kept attacking those weaknesses. And I was really, really proud about that.
Yeah, I mean, what does it say for your team? I mean, from the beginning of the season to now, how do you feel about how your girls have progressed in terms of, yeah?
We've gotten 1% better, a couple percent better every game, except maybe the last week at Steel Valley, where that was our first little bump in the road. I think just starting the season with literally a back-to-back night game, Steel Valley and at Seton LaSalle, was probably just a little too much for us, just being such a young team. And we kind of knew that was going to be tough. It really wouldn't have been that tough, but kind of the COVID schedule pushed that. And, we have no control over that. That's just how things were. But we've gotten better every single game, and that's really what the goal has been.
Yeah, and obviously tonight, like you said, you didn't expect maybe that much high scoring. I mean, you have a unique field there. It's kind of a tight bandbox situation. I mean, you feel like you guys have a home field advantage when you're playing.
Big.
Yeah, there. Mm-hmm.
Big home field advantage. I think other than Steel Valley beating us this year, we haven't lost there since 2015. So, yeah, it's a big field advantage. It's not an easy place to come to. It may be a little bit easier now that it's not full with fans, because usually we have the stands pretty full for boys and girls games. But, yeah, if you play on turf and then you come to Ellsworth, it's really, really, really hard. Really hard.
So now, you guys just won, so you're 5-3 in section. I think you're a game and a half behind Seton, and you've played them twice already. Do you have another match against Steel Valley, or are you done with them?
We're done with that, but they have to play Steel Valley.
Okay, so really, what's the just try to get as many wins as kind of finish the season on a strong note the next two and a half weeks. I'm sure that's probably the mindset for you and the girls.
It really is. The next 2.5 weeks, we can't just let up on the gas pedal. I think, we got a game that we knew was going to be tough tonight. We knew it was winnable. But, we got to beat everybody else who we beat the first time through. And then we have a non-section game as well. Some of these games, we got to go on the road a little bit, 4:00 games. We just got to keep one game at a time and just keep the focus. Don't get too far ahead of ourselves. Enjoy this for the whole rest of the night. But as soon as tomorrow comes a practice, get ready for Monessen and then the Charleroi the day after that. We got a back-to-back games this week.
Yeah, and just maybe a couple more pointers from tonight's kind of crazy match. So it's 4-2. You've got the girls at halftime. What are you telling them, and what made the match a lot different in the second half, where it seemed like you did a pretty good job defensively, and your goalkeeper as well came up with a few big saves.
Yeah, I think. Well, I told him. I said Seton's going to come out. I've known TJ for a while. TJ's a really, really good coach. Seton's a really good team. I knew they'd come out hard. We didn't go into the defensive bunker or anything, but we kind of prioritized where the match goes. And I think anytime you go up 2 goals against a good team, you probably do get a little bit more defensive. I think we were fine with letting them possess the ball in the midfield. They didn't get a tons of goals shooting on us. Jasmine was able to come out and make a lot of routine saves or cut things out before they even got dangerous. Our defense was absolutely phenomenal today, especially in that second half.
Yeah, and the other, last thing I wanted to add, I heard Matt talking towards the end of the broadcast. There was, you didn't really have many options off the bench to go to, and you and I spoke before the season about depth, and you felt pretty good about it. But overall, like being a 1A school, I mean, I'm sure that's one of the challenges. I'm sure. What are you going through, and what are a lot of the 1A coaches going through at this point of a kind of a crazy, mad dash type season? What's it been like to be able to keep everybody fresh and just try to stay healthy and all of that?
It's been tough. It's been tough. I think it's always a real marathon, John, but I think this year even worse because all the games are so cramped. We got a couple injuries, a couple people banged up a little bit. And I do have really, really good depth. This game probably didn't call to use all my players. It was so wide open that I just kind of used some of my faster players and just stuck with them today. I didn't make very many changes on my defense, which sometimes I do. It was just kind of a unique scenario where I do think my depth is a lot better than most teams, but I was just kind of just riding with what was happening there because at any given time that game was 18-18 really, really quick, and I just wanted to use as much speed as possible in that game.
All right, Tyler. Well, I appreciate your time tonight. We're just kind of wrap up with this thought of we really don't know what's going to happen in terms of the playoffs picture and structure. Again, you're probably looking at it as a one game at a time type of approach right now. And my last conversation with the WPIAL is that they're looking at it as a week to week basis. But you put yourselves in good position to at least be challenging for second place, but in a third place, which in normal years would get you in a pretty good playoff position. How are you? What's the mindset? To finish off the seed. The final last few weeks, and how are you dealing with this?
I think if we didn't do it tonight, I haven't looked at everything. We're really close to clinching fourth, which would be our 11. If in a normal year, 11 playoffs, 11 years in a row for playoffs. And then if we did that tonight or we do that the next day, then we just try to do one at a time and then try to lock up third place and then really just try to push for second place because it's going to come down to probably Steele and Seton now to see if, Seton and us tie for it. But, there's also Charleroi and Chartiers breathing down our neck and Seton's neck. That both of our teams just got to get wins if that's how it's going to be. It's a tough section. But, yeah, you're right, one game at a time. Try to lock up a playoff spot or at least regular normal circumstances playoff spot and then just go for a third spot and see if we can get into that second spot. If we get into a second spot, it's even more favorable. So you just got to do what you can do one game at a time.
All right, Tyler, really appreciate it. Your time again tonight and your patience as I was dealing with some technical difficulties. Again, good luck the rest of the season, and we'll definitely be probably talking to you as we get close to playoff time.
Absolutely, John. Thank you and Soccer Pittsburgh now. We really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Tyler. Have a good night.